Hi, the bottle is over, the smoke is cleared. Day two is finished, everybody is left, and I'm here with Mr. Aaron Ferguson. Mr. Aaron Ferguson, you look like a prestigious young man. A nice suit, nice tie, somewhat like myself. But I want to ask you though, because you're here, are you a PLP supporter?
Well, I consider myself an independent. The PLP has certainly been the party of my family and certainly been a party that I've supported in the past. It's yet to be seen whether the PLP will be able to get young persons who have been educated, professionals support. This convention is the PLP's attempt, I hope, to get their voice together. There have been a lot of talks about the PLP being a weak opposition, so hopefully this will be their bounce back into being a strong opposition. And you and I both know this is the largest opposition since 1967.
Yes, yes.
The question is, though, what is happening here is that 83% of the PLPs have said that they support Perry Christie. The question is, does that demographic represent what is outside of this convention hall?
Yeah, that's what I was quite interested in. How do you become a delegate? How do you become a stalwart councillor? I mean, should just those people count, or should everybody who's a PLP be allowed to vote for who they want as a leader?
Well, that's an interesting point, and Dr. Bernard Nottage proposed that all members of the PLP be able to vote for their leadership, similar to the Democratic primaries or the Republican primaries in the U.S., where anyone that is a financial member of the party can vote. As it stands now, I believe the system is somewhat that 10 delegates come from each branch of the PLP, and then stalwart councillors are appointed by the leader and the council of the party. And all of them are eligible to vote as long as they are financial.
So that's sort of biased then. I mean, because if I'm the leader and I'm going to appoint a stalwart councillor, they're going to definitely be loyal to me.
Well, that's the case, and it was said that Mr. Christie appointed some large number of stalwart councillors before this convention, and that's been confirmed for the most part. So some people accuse him of stacking the deck, so to speak. I don't know, that can't necessarily be substantiated, but it's in the air. And all that I think is that the PLP as an organization has to become, and it's had a history and been accused in the past of not listening to what the public is saying.
Hi, we're here live with the leader. The battle is over, the smoke has cleared, and Mr. Christie is victorious. Mr. Christie, I said yesterday when I interviewed the folks out there, I told them that you were going to rise as the leader. I did an analysis of the party, and I said there was nobody else capable at this point in time to be leader of the party. And I didn't hide it. I do support Brave Davis as deputy, but Mr. Christie, how do you feel with the team that has arisen today?
Really very pleased. Brave Davis is a newcomer, but has a tremendous reach. He's a Family Island MP, Cat Island, Rumkins, and Salvador. So he brings a different perspective. As you know, he has a quiet sort of persona, someone who and has a tremendous social outreach. So I think he's going to be a very, very significant player in the party moving forward. He's a strong administrator. And of course then there's Bradley Roberts, who's tried and tested and really is a political battering ram.
Yes, sir.
You know, so that whatever happens, you're going to find that Bradley Roberts is going to be very proactive on top of issues. And what's going to be good about him, in addition to representing the party well, he's going to be testing the democracy. He's going to be providing really options to the government of the day. The Bahamian people would wish the opposition party to develop more and more into a real alternative to the government so that they can have a choice. A strong democracy in the Bahamas, and the PLP must help to make that one, a strong democracy in the Bahamas helps the Bahamas to be seen to be a greater country, a more stable economy as a result of that. And so truly there's a tremendous role for us. I'm very excited, and I can tell you that given the challenges that the Free National Movement government has today and their difficulties in addressing and dealing with them, the Progressive Liberal Party will, I think, on an increasing basis be seen to be a real alternative when it comes down to the next election.
Wow, well said. Last question before you go. What can the Bahamian people expect from, I'm going to call it this new, energized, progressive Liberal Party?
That we're going to be everywhere throughout the Bahamas. We're going to be identifying all of the issues of the Bahamas. And I think the most important thing is this. The government of the day must stand between people and potential disaster. There's untold suffering in our country today. We don't have the social infrastructure like real unemployment benefits extended. It started, the Prime Minister thought it would go on for 26 weeks. He cut it off at 13 weeks. And so truly people are catching hell.
Yes, sir.
And it is for us to be able to not just criticize, but to be constructive in providing options for the government to consider moving forward. Really, so what you can expect from us is that we're going to be shaping up to be an alternative government.
Yes, sir.
People will say, listen, the FNM is doing that. What will the PLP do? And we will tell them of our record. When I speak here tomorrow night, in a very sort of few paragraphs, I will explain to them that when I was in charge of the government of the Bahamas between 2002 and 2007, there was unparalleled economic development.
Yes, sir.
We had a tremendous inflow of capital. People were working, unemployment was going down. And of course, even though the recession set in, I want to be able to say, listen, I'm not saying that I must judge the FNM on the recession. What I'm telling you is, look what we were able to do in 5 years.
Yes, sir.
So when you think of the way ahead, you know that I have been tried. You know I have been tested.
Yes, sir.
You know the result of that.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I want you to look at us again and know that we are ready. So we're going to be fired up and ready to go.
Well, you heard it here on Controversy TV. You got a sneak peek of the speech for the Moral Voice right here on Controversy TV. Mr. Leader, it is my pleasure.
Thank you very much for predicting that I would win.
Yes, sir.
But for the time being, Christie is the leader, Brave Davis is the deputy, Bradley Roberts is the chairman, and that is a good team.
Well, I have to
and
ask-
I think the FNM must be shaking in their boots because we coming for them.
But I got to ask you this question because I haven't seen Bernard Nordich. Have you seen him for the night?
I have not seen him for the night. I believe he is around. He should be around, but I have not seen him.
People are saying that he is dead. His political career is over. He is finished. What do you say to that?
Well, that's really up to BJ. I think BJ has a lot to offer the party. And I know Mr. Christie, even though the rhetorics were being spoken prior to the election, Mr. Christie is such a humanitarian. He will offer the olive branch to Mr. Nordich, and I hope that Mr. Nordich will accept.
Yes, sir.
Call the fire engine, run, tell 'em come quick. I can feel my temperature rising, never could we can creep like this. Lord, all over my body, from my head straight down to my feet. I shall meet this pint on the good drum and the solo lyric so sweet. Oh, I went to Cat Island to the musical festival. I was always into reggae and rap, never checked for the rake and scream. Lord, I stay with my family up the road there in Atlas Town. And everywhere I went, all the people were talking about the battle of the band. Oh, call the fire engine, run, tell 'em come quick. I could feel my temperature rising, never heard rake and scream like this. Lord, all over my body, from my head straight down to my feet.
They asked me to come back.
Yes, sir.
And I am back. I am back to do their bidding.
I predicted it last night, and I told you last night, Mr. Davis, when you win, I will pop a bottle.
You did, Utah, and I want to thank you very much for the support you've given me over the last several months.
We're going to be everywhere throughout the Bahamas. We're going to be identifying all of the issues of the Bahamas. And I think the most important thing is this. The government of the day must stand between people and potential disaster.